Come, Nerevar, come. It has been a while since I have done one of my theory sermons. This sermon is long overdue, and it has to do with Elisif and Ulfric. I have always found the situation with King Torygg and Elisif to be extremely suspicious. I believe that there might a secret affair happening between Ulfric Stormcloak and Jarl Elisif the Fair, and there is a lot of evidence, including cut content, to support this theory. Of course, I will go over some inconsistencies with this theory, and it will be up to you, Nerevar, to decide if there is some validity to this theory, or if I am reaching for Aetherius. Without further delay, let us delve in. The death of High King Torygg at the hands of Ulfric Stormcloak was a pivotal moment in Skyrim's history. Ulfric, fueled by his desire for independence and his outrage over the Empire's ban on Talos worship, challenged Torygg to a duel. The High King, bound by honor, accepted the challenge, and Ulfric's Thu'um proved too powerful. But was this truly a spontaneous act of defiance? A clash between two proud warriors with opposing ideologies? Or could it have been a carefully orchestrated event, a calculated move in a much larger game? Elisif, Torygg's wife, mourns his death, but her grief is strangely muted. She acknowledges Ulfric's strength and even seems to respect his motives. Her acceptance of his actions is unsettling, almost as if she had foreseen the outcome, or perhaps even desired it. Could Elisif's reaction be a clue to a deeper truth? Was she complicit in her husband's demise, a willing participant in a plot to seize power? The existence of a cut quest from the game, Boethiah's Bidding, adds another layer of mystery to this theory. In this unfinished storyline, the Dragonborn is tasked with assassinating Elisif herself. The quest giver is none other than the Daedric Prince Boethiah, known for her association with deceit, conspiracy, and the overthrow of power structures. While the quest was never fully implemented, its presence suggests a darker side to Elisif, a connection to the Daedric Prince that could have far-reaching implications. Was Elisif willing to sacrifice her own husband to further her ambitions? Did she make a pact with Boethiah, trading Torygg's life for power and influence? Ulfric's actions after his victory fuel further suspicion. He mercilessly replaces Jarls who oppose him, installing loyal Stormcloaks in their stead. Yet Elisif, the widow of the High King he killed, remains in power. This act of mercy seems out of character for the ruthless Ulfric. Could there be a hidden reason for his leniency? Perhaps Elisif's continued rule is a reward for her cooperation, a silent acknowledgement of a shared secret. The proximity of Boethiah's shrine to Ulfric's stronghold in Windhelm could be more than just a coincidence. Could they have forged a pact, sealed with Torygg's blood? Elisif, a young and ambitious Jarl, ascends to power upon Torygg's death. Was this a tragic loss for her, or a calculated opportunity? Her reaction to Ulfric's ultimate victory and ascension to High King is telling. She expresses concern, even disapproval, but there's no sense of outrage or betrayal. Could it be that her ambition for solitude, and perhaps even for herself, outweighs her loyalty to her deceased husband? Torygg, knowing Ulfric's challenge was coming, faced his fate with a stoic acceptance. Did Elisif convince him that his sacrifice was necessary for the greater good, for the future of Skyrim? Perhaps the cut quest, Boethiah's Bidding, was meant to represent the final stage of their pact. Elisif, having served her purpose, becomes expendable, a loose end that needs to be tied up. However, if we are talking about the worship of gods, both Elisif and Ulfric worship that mongrel dog Enwa, false god Talos. While Ulfric supports him openly, Elisif supports him in secret, and even asks the Dragonborn to deliver something to the shrine of Talos to honor her husband. Something does not add up here, Nerevar. Add up. By the way, Nerevar, these theory sermons are rare, because there is not much demand for them. However, you can change this by raising your thumb, writing your speculations on the parchment down below, and subscribing to my sermons. Ulfric and Elisif, driven by ambition and a shared desire for power, may have orchestrated the events that plunged Skyrim into civil war. Their alliance, forged in secrecy and fueled by a thirst for control, could have shaped the destiny of an entire nation. The involvement of Boethiah, who has been extremely active in this affair, is not surprising, considering that this Daedric prince is interested in overthrowing power structures everywhere. Oh, and let's not forget that Ulfric was mentioned in the Thalmor dossier as a dormant asset for the Thalmor. Elisif also attended the gathering in the Thalmor embassy during the diplomatic immunity quest. She also has Thalmor connections. Perhaps the Thalmor have a hand in this affair, a fake civil war between Ulfric and Elisif, while they both serve the same purpose. Of course, we cannot discount the possibility that Elisif and Ulfric are also having a secret affair, but that is only speculation, especially considering the fact they both worship Talos and might actually be working against the Thalmor. Who knows at this point, Nerevar? What matters is that there are quite a bit of coincidences pointing to a plot. There is no concrete evidence, and everything I have mentioned here is circumstantial and coincidental at best. However, the Boethiah and Talos connection, as well as the Thalmor connection, in addition to the unusual behavior of Ulfric towards Elisif at the end of the war, is too much to be just a coincidence, but it would not be surprising if it is. Also, while Elisif's grief might not seem genuine, it could be the limitations to the emotions that Elisif is able to express due to her not achieving Chim and remaining on Mundus, meaning it could be the problem with the programming and the implementation of her dialogue. Her dialogue does contain disdain for Ulfric, grief for her husband, and a general melancholy about Skyrim. It does not seem genuine, and that is the problem. Finally, the last problem with this theory is that Boethiah is cut out of the game and therefore cannot be considered fully canon. In addition to that, Dagoth Ur must have made a deal with Boethiah, as he forgives the Dragonborn for his involvement in Elisif's passing, granting him immunity. However, that does not take away from the fact that Boethiah's shrine was in Windhelm when the Dragonborn gets the mission, and Boethiah is directly involved. Dagoth Ur could have been at the right place at the right time. Personally, Nerevar, I would like to believe that there is some credence to the plot against Torygg theory, but I might be mistaken, since I am not privy to the affairs of a false god. Honor the sixth house and the tribe unmourned by raising your thumb, subscribing to my sermons, and writing on the parchment down below. Thank you to all Sixth House members and patrons for funding the operation of the Sixth House across Tamriel. I would like to thank the adoring fan Connor Runda and the current Sharmat Tanya Davis for your unwavering loyalty during these less productive times.